Jeff and I are here. We're queued up for episode 8 of 2 in the Queue.
8 already?
It's 8 already. Well, we've done more than that, but they've all been decimal episodes.
Oh, yeah, like the .36.
And the Jason episode was a half episode.
Yeah.
Even though it was longer than all of our other episodes. Maybe combined.
That's what you get when you go for the half.
It's true. And we want to talk about mostly some recent and just Magic news in general, I guess, current Magic news. So it's Valentine's weekend.
It is.
And we heart Magic, so we're going to talk about Magic.
We do. How you do the hard thing? It's like this. Heart Magic.
So last weekend we had a pro tour in Washington, D.C. It was modern. The only modern one we're going to get all year.
Yep.
Maybe ever again.
Possibly.
They haven't talked about 2016 yet. And we want to talk about, I guess, some of our predictions in the top 8. So why don't you go through what was in the top 8? What were the top 8 picks?
In the top 8 we had 2 Twin, 3 Abzan, 2 Burn,
and
1
glass
Amulet.
Cannon deck.
Yeah, the 1 glass cannon deck.
So you totally called it right. You said 1 glass cannon deck, put 2 decks in the top 8, and it got Justin Cohen and Sam Black was missed it on breakers, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seemed like got like 10th on breakers.
Yeah. He had like the same number of points, but just missed out on
the
first tiebreaker. So yeah, that was a good call.
Yeah, the deck is really hard to watch somebody play because I don't know what's going on, so I can't imagine actually playing the deck.
It was a lot of fun listening to the commentators try to figure out, like, what does he go for here? And Luis, like, Brian David Marshall would go for something really Timmy.
Yeah.
And then Luis would be like, no, he's probably just going to get this thing with Tolaria West to, like, go get a pack to then protect his Titan. Oh, that seems way better.
Yeah. And then you see then, like, there's 2 amulets in play, and they're trying to figure out in their heads how much mana a single Karoo can make when he plays a Summer Bloom.
Right.
I mean,
and Rich Hagon times and he goes, I think it's just infinite.
Yeah.
Thanks,
I mean,
Rich.
I watched him cast like a turn 2 Titan with an amulet or 2 in play, and basically just generate like 16 mana off a single Karoo.
Yeah, in the quarters, he was able to attack for 16 on turn 2, right?
Yeah.
With haste and double strike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty impressive.
That was pretty impressive.
Yeah. The 2 twin decks, there was the traditional twin, which ended up winning, which Leon played. Then there
it wasn't traditional. He had quite a few spell skates in the main, right?
I think so.
Okay.
Well, the more traditional of the 2 builds.
Of the 2, yeah, sure.
And then the other one was Yogurt Vigasma was playing basically Splinter Twin with Blood Moon main.
Yep. Something you just picked up apparently the night before because he was flying in from China.
Yeah.
Must be nice.
Yeah. His semifinal match, he kind of mulliganed and lost to some bad draws.
Yeah, it was rough to watch. I was kind of rooting for him.
Yeah. Then there was the 3 Abzan decks, all different flavors.
Different flavors of Abzan. It's almost hard to call them the same name. Like, it feels like you almost need like Abzan Control, green-white with a splash of black.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, so like Frolik was playing the Inquisition No Liliana Abzan.
A little bit more slow controlling, yeah.
And then Wilson was playing the green-white one.
Oh, was he? Okay.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah, and then the guy who got Jesse Hampton.
Yeah,
he was playing like the more traditional Abzan.
Right. Yeah. So it's kind of interesting to see that.
And then 2 burn decks in top 8.
Yep.
One from Team TCG player Seth Mansfield. And then the
TCG
leader of Mint Card,
Li Shutian.
Li Shutian,
Yeah.
the largest streamer in the world, was also playing burn.
The best pro that I've currently beaten.
Yep.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
He was a cool guy, actually. He was a really
I just think
guy.
it's interesting that like burn was so big at the Pro Tour,
Yeah.
and it put, like 5 decks in top 16.
Well, the Mint Card team, they all did really well. There was, I think, when they on day 2 they totaled the records of all the teams, and percentage-wise, they had an insane win percentage. It was the best.
Yeah, and it's interesting to see how many more. I think Wizards should consider going back to reprinting more burn variants than keep printing more 1 mana 3 damage variants in the future.
Yeah. Okay. That'd be interesting. So more Skullcrack type stuff than Lightning Bolt type stuff.
Yeah, like just reprint Skullcrack instead of a Skullcrack variant.
Okay.
Because we're starting to get to the point where we have
too many options,
so many effects that all do the same thing that like eventually all their burn spells could be, and you can't prevent or gain life.
Right. No, that's fair. We got a new one in Wild Slash, right?
Yeah.
Can't prevent. Oh, that doesn't have anything to do with life, but
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you're probably right. Also announced at the Pro Tour, Magic Origins.
Yep.
So no longer M16.
Nope. It actually feels less and less like a core set.
Yeah.
They announced it's going to be more new cards than any previous core set.
Mm-hmm.
So less reprints. So they're probably looking like a 75-25.
Were all the core sets on about 50-50? That's what I was going to ask. Okay.
I think the last couple have been like 49-51, so they could say more new cards than reprints.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 brand new mechanics, so no returning mechanics.
Okay.
And they specifically mentioned something that ignites your spark.
Interesting.
Talking about the players and the origins of the 5 planeswalkers we're getting.
Okay. And the 5 planeswalkers are Liliana, Jace, obviously. They've been in pretty much everything forever.
Chandra,
Gideon, and Nissa. It's interesting to see. I'm curious if Garruk is just going to like sit on a back burner until they're ready to get back to him.
I think so. From the Duels 2015 storyline at the end, he was pretty much mono black when that ended.
Okay.
He was like full on demon world. He was called like Garrick the World Slayer Demon or something.
Oh, interesting. So maybe that they just wanted a 4th villain option because we have the Eldrazi, Phyrexians, Nico Bolas, and maybe now Garruk.
Right.
Okay. Maybe a little bit more threatening to planeswalkers as opposed to the plane in general.
Yeah.
It's kind of a different angle.
And then we got 2 new pieces of art. One is Liliana.
They're both Liliana, right?
Yeah, both Liliana.
Okay.
The first one is Liliana as a young white healer.
Okay.
She's kind of like walking through a courtyard, and you can see her like chateau in the background.
Right, and there's like birds singing and doing her hair, and yeah.
And then the second one is the Necromancer Liliana.
Where there's like zombies singing and doing her hair.
Yeah, she's like standing above them and like trying to crawl up her.
Yeah. So the origin stories, I'm assuming, are just going to be how did you get from point A to point B?
Right, and it's supposed to be the jumping on point for like the next 4 blocks of storyline,
which is pretty exciting.
Which would be cool. So obviously with Nissa and Gideon, they're gonna wrap up in the Zendikar storyline.
Yeah, finally.
Chandra, I hope, goes on something new. We haven't really ever learned a lot about her.
Yeah, she doesn't really have a purpose, I don't think, yet.
No, she's just kind of like the sporadic, chaotic teenager girl.
And I wonder if they needed to kill Elspeth to make a spot for her.
Probably.
Or complete Elspeth's kind of young finding herself arc, essentially, so that she can do that same thing, I guess. Right. Maybe she'll get a cool mask, too. And Johnny gets a new cape, an even newer one.
New cape, yeah. And then we're going to finally find out where Jace is from.
I don't really care.
I hope he's from Fiora.
I don't know what that is.
That's where Dak Faden is from. It's the Italian Renaissance playing the Michigan Conspiracy.
Okay.
But it would make sense that, like, if he became a planeswalker there, and then that's why he was, like, felt at home in the Infinite Consortium. Because that was also very political and underground. And
okay.
We're probably need something weird, like, he's actually from Dominaria, blah, 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 and he can return it, and we're going back there.
Maybe he's Urza's and Mishra's long-lost brother.
Maybe he's from Lorwyn.
He might be from Lorwyn. Maybe he's actually a Kithkin. Maybe it's 2 Kithkin on top of each other in that big cape.
That would be the best thing ever. Oh, that'd be so amazing. But I'm excited for the Ignite Your Spark for the players. It might get more cards like Form of the Dragon.
Oh, interesting. Okay, I was thinking more along the lines of, I guess Form of the Dragon, you lose life when you do that, right? Okay, yeah. That was exactly what I was thinking.
Or like remember the epic spells from...
Oh, yes.
Was that Kamigawa block?
It was Kamigawa block, because you like cast them and then it would just recast every turn, basically.
What if there's like a spell that costs like 9 or 10 mana? It's like you get an emblem where at the beginning of your upkeep, do X. Like, do X or X. Like, you become a planeswalker. At the beginning of your upkeep, you can... like
have a planeswalker
you can activate
choice.
One of your 2 loyalty abilities.
That'd be interesting.
I was trying to think of ways they could do it while doing something new, but not doing something too complicated. Everybody's like, oh, they could just use double face cards. Like, Liliana is a white creature on one side, and when she dies, her spark ignites, and you flip her over, and she's a planeswalker now.
Ooh, that'd be sweet.
Yeah. Okay. But if there's only 5 planeswalkers, how does 5 double face cards work on the Chi as mythics?
I don't know.
So from a printing perspective, from a printing and design perspective, it doesn't really work out logistically for them.
It's hard, yeah.
But if you did something like where when this creature dies, you put an emblem into play, or search out this from your sideboard. But like for the players igniting their spark, you could get emblem and get abilities.
That does seem pretty cool, and it would use your life total, I'm assuming, instead of a loyalty counters. So you get like gain a life to do something nominal.
Like, gain 2 life, you get to like tap a creature and like pay 3 life, like draw 2 cards.
It'd be interesting.
Yeah.
All right, I like that.
I'm sure we'll find out a lot more. They're going to reveal the Liliana card at PAX.
Well, we have 2 sets coming out before that, right? So we've got Dragons, and then we have Modern Masters 2015.
Right.
And then we have Origins. So they got us all excited about this thing that's not coming out for 6 months.
All right. But, so Dragons comes out in 5 weeks.
Yeah. Just
and
crazy.
They said at PAX East they're going to reveal the Liliana card.
Okay.
And talk about Dragons and give us some Modern Masters stuff at the
Yes.
panel. So that hour of that panel is going to be exciting.
It's only an hour. I feel like they should have extended it slightly.
No, they like blow through everything in 40 minutes. Of like, boom, here's this. Boom, here's this. Boom, here's this. Boom, here's this. Questions? We'll take 2 questions.
2 questions, yeah.
And somebody's like, one person like, when are you going to bring Elspeth back to life? And they're going to be like, stay tuned.
Right.
And the next person's going to be like,
What's
can you
Purple
tell us?
Mana?
Yeah. Or like, can you tell us all the cards in Modern Masters?
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Right.
That's all the time we have, folks.
Yeah, thanks. So I guess a little more topical. Season 1 of our PPTQs are wrapping up.
Yep.
And next week is the last one, right?
Yep. There's one today, and then next weekend there's one in Yuma.
Okay.
For the Arizona players.
And we were right on your over-under. You won the next that you top-8'd.
I did.
Last weekend.
There were 2 last weekend. I scrubbed out on Saturday at 3-3.
Yeah, it's not really a scrub out, but
it's not a top 8 or a win.
That's true. Okay.
So anything less than a top 8 is a scrub out.
This is Sparta.
Yeah.
All right.
And then on Sunday I ended up being 5-1 going in the top 8 and ended up 8-1 on the day.
Great.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And I get to travel alone to original PPTQ.
I do. I'm going to hop in my car and drive 4 to 6 hours and get my promo Liliana and my promo deck box and crush a bunch of people I don't know and eat dinner alone and drive home.
That sounds like a great
yeah, it's going to be
system.
awesome.
So what do you think of the system as a whole? PPTQs.
I like it a lot.
I do too.
I played in like 6 or 7 this season. Saw a lot of the same players. And a lot of players who I'd never seen at events like this before. Who were like, I actually like this system. It's given me really good practice. Something I've seen that I like is a lot more players not wanting to split in top 8.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Because
they can just get the next one.
Right. And they also took my philosophy where if they split prize, it takes the pressure off. And how are they ever going to learn to play under pressure if they don't actually play these things out? And so I'm seeing more players want to get better, which I think is good. So overall, it's been really positive for the community, I think.
It introduced a few new challenges where like stores aren't really deviating from formats that much, but I think those will get solved. I think it solved a lot more problems than it actually caused. So.
All right, and this is the first season. You want to be really cautious. You want to you don't know what attendance is going to be, so you offer the most popular format.
I didn't want to when I wanted to do sealed.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
I think sealed is a lot safer than modern.
Oh, yeah, I think so too.
I think it goes like standard, sealed, modern.
Yeah. Modern's still dependent on, like, in a group of people, one of them will have the modern stuff, basically, I think. Yeah.
And you also run into it where, with modern, you have to time out on a good weekend. Like, you can't run up against anything else, because somebody's running a big standard event on the same weekend as a modern event.
Pull people that would have dipped their toes into modern, or, yeah. And then we have the final actual PTQ coming up next weekend.
Yeah, which is interesting. It's for Brussels, for Belgium.
Which is when you want to win, because those plane tickets are expensive.
But if you win, you only have 7 weeks until the Pro Tour.
Oh, but it's standard, though. I don't know that it's going to shift that much.
But I'm just saying for, like, people like myself who don't actually have a passport.
Oh.
It's expensive to expedite one.
Okay, fair enough.
But it's still worth it. Like,
well, when we're in the finals, I can remind you of that. You can say, all right, I'll just take the boxes.
I'm just going to crush you and not go.
Oh, no.
Right. No, but it's worth it. You get a plane ticket to Europe, you're going to expedite a passport.
True. They have really great mustard in Belgium.
Yeah.
I don't know if you like mustard.
Yeah. Mustard's really good.
Yeah.
Is it spicy?
It's whatever you want it to be.
Is it like horseradishy mustard?
It can be that too.
All right.
I went to a place where they just had vats of it and you just sort of scooped your own mustard.
Well, now I don't really want to go.
Yeah.
Prison rules all next weekend.
All right. Sounds good. And we're also going to talk to our level 2. He expressed interest in being on our show to talk about the PPTQs. So we're going to arrange that.
I talked to Devin. His name's Devin Jones.
Devin Jones, yeah.
He's been...
excellent job.
Basically coordinating with all the stores to make sure none of the weekend dates really overlap. And making sure that every store has a level 2. He's also...
and making that the judging is consistent between the events, too. Like, the level of accuracy. And
when the season started, there were 2 level 2s in Arizona, and now I think there's 5. He's made 3 more this season.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Want to talk about the contest?
Oh, yeah. So, details, go for it.
All right. So, we want to get our likes and our subscribers up on Facebook and YouTube. So, we're going to start...
36 or something
Yeah.
like that right now.
So, we're going to start with Facebook first. If you can like and share our page and we hit 100 likes, we're going to give away a Fate Reforged Fat Pack.
Yep.
If we can get it to 300 likes, I will give away a Fate Reforged Booster Box.
Ooh. Okay.
So, like and share our page. We'll make a post that says, share this link, get people to like the page, and we'll put the details of the contest in that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
And we'll take it from, once we hit the 100 threshold, we will pick one of those 100 at random for a Fat Pack.
And then it'll be a different thread.
And then if we can hit 300 before, let's go March 15th.
Okay.
So 1 month from today.
Okay.
Well, of recording, not when
Of
it goes
recording,
up.
yeah.
If we can hit 300 likes by then, I'll give away a booster box.
Cool. All right. Can we unbox it first and then ship it to them?
Maybe.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for joining me, Jeff.
Thank you.
And do you want to do the slogan or do you want me to do it?
Sure. There's always a game with 2 in the queue.